pro-immigration. Some people are not so pro-immigration. Some people feel that immigration to the United States is not necessarily a good thing. Some feel that it's not only, some people feel it's a necessary evil. So we're not standing here saying whether we feel it's good or bad. We're here to explain to you what the potential opportunities might be if your organization feels that they'd like to take advantage of utilization of individuals in the United States who are work authorized. And that's really what all of this, kind of emanates from. It all finds its genesis in, and it's kind of a slide that's later on that we're going to talk about, is the Immigration Reform and Control Act back in 1986 implemented a law that says it is illegal to knowingly hire and retain unauthorized workers. So for us, we're all about working with human resource managers in various corporations across the country and around the world to find ways to help them to get and retain the staff that they need in order to do the operations of the organization. So that might be something like getting a work authorization card. That might be something like getting a non-immigrant work permit. That might be something like getting an immigrant visa. So all of that stuff that we do on a day-to-day basis is sort of bound up, okay, and is subsumed within the Immigration Reform and Control Act, which was the genesis of the I-9 form that many of you as human resource managers know that's near and dear to your heart, because when you're doing your ramp up, or when you're doing your onboarding of a potential employee, you need to do an I-9 form for them. So Lutka, obviously the Biden-Harris administration presented some interesting and unique potential opportunities for individuals to obtain work permits and to get the benefits that might be useful for our human resource managers to be able to hire and retain workers, foreign workers in the United States, or people who are in the United States who can get work authorization who might not necessarily have status. So what exactly is this new Biden immigration policy? What's it all about? What was Biden doing from day one?
So one of the first big news was regarding Daca. That's a deferred action for childhood arrivals. We call them our dreamers. So these are the kids that entered the United States when they were younger and they've been here. They went to school. And for most part now they have work permits. So there was a lot of discussion about removing the whole DACA program, and now it's staying in place. In fact, in the new Citizenship Act, they are discussing potential to get expedited green card and citizenship. But one of the first good news was that it remains in place, so everyone can breathe easily, because there are many employers that we know that actually do have our Dacians who hold work permits. So it was very important news. Travel ban for the Muslim travel ban was revoked right away. So that was a big one. Department of State is still dealing with it, with the backlogs that were created at the consulates and embassies. As far as
the president also put into place an executive order saying that there are no more laws permitted to discriminate against religious groups of any kind. So that was also extremely beneficial, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Deportations, there was attempt to pause it for first 100 days, but that didn't really happen because there was a litigation right away. So that's still ongoing. Later on, we've seen TPS, which is a temporary protected status for Venezuela and Burma as well. Deferred enforced departure was extended for our Liberian nationals. And then the huge one, and we've seen a lot on the news regarding the Citizenship Act of 2021. So that's a sweeping immigration reform, and it just contains a lot of provisions on different issues. So David, how do you feel about that? Because we get questions even from the HRs, can we now get a green card or citizenship for our employees based on this new Immigration Act?
Exactly.
And
as usual, Lutka, you took the words right out of my mouth, because I was just about to say to you, the interesting thing that our HR managers and professionals who are on this webinar should probably take away is that DACA people can get an EAD, an employment authorization document. Individuals who are in TPS can get work authorization. and individuals who have DED can get work authorization. So these are all sort of what we refer to as protected status, which allows for work authorization in the United States. Now, what's going on with this Citizenship Act of 2021? Well, that is more like the president's wish list and what he wanted to see happen. And, when he came into office, he announced that on day one, he would start to make certain changes. And some of those things have actually happened. Some of them have not, unfortunately. But with regard to the Citizenship Act of 2021, he basically announced a form of amnesty. He actually used the word amnesty, which was kind of interesting. But he announced a form of amnesty whereby individuals who have TPS and who have Daca would be given a priority to be able to move